SB19, the rise of the undisputed king of P-pop. What if 5 ordinary Filipino dreamers could shake the entire music industry, not just in the Philippines but across the globe? What if talent, discipline, and unshakable vision could turn rejection into roaring arenas and silence into screams of millions? This isn't just a story of fame. This is the journey of SB19, how they went from being underestimated to becoming the undisputed kings of P-pop. And trust me, their story will challenge how you define success, legacy, and Filipino pride. If you like this type of success story, please check my YouTube channel and subscribe for more upcoming stories. Before they became the pride of a nation, they were just 5 young men navigating the chaos of life, unsure if their voices would ever be heard. The journey of SB19 didn't start with applause. It started with sacrifice, silence, and pain. Formed under the South Korean training system by SB19 Philippines, Pablo, Stel, Josh, Ken, and Justin endured years of grueling practice, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, with no assurance of fame. They danced until their bodies gave out. They sang until their voices cracked. And through it all, they held on to one unshakable dream: to make Filipino music heard across the world. Most would have quit, and many did. But SB19 wasn't built to follow trends. They were built to redefine them. In 2019, their breakout single Go Up didn't just climb the charts, it ignited a movement. The story behind that song is one of desperation and divine timing. Go Up was their last shot. If it failed, they planned to disband. But fate had other plans. A fan-recorded dance practice video went viral, and for the first time, the world paused and listened. That pause, it turned into a roar. People weren't just amazed, they were moved. Here was a Filipino group with world-class talent, unrelenting spirit, and undeniable authenticity. SB19 wasn't copying K-pop. They were rewriting what P-pop could be. Their message was clear. You don't need to be born with privilege to become royalty. You don't need global backing to go global. What you need is heart, and SB19 had that in abundance. As their popularity soared, so did their impact. SB19 became the first Southeast Asian act to be nominated at the Billboard Music Awards. They topped international charts, sold out concerts, and performed on global stages, all while singing in Filipino, embracing their roots, and lifting local pride to international ears. But what makes SB19 different isn't just their music. It's their message. Each member brings a unique story of struggle and perseverance. Pablo, the leader and songwriter, turned poetry into power, creating lyrics that resonate with raw honesty. Stel, with his heavenly voice, proved that vocal excellence is not a luxury, it's a discipline. Josh, once a boy from the streets, showed that grit and resilience can break cycles of poverty. Ken, mysterious yet magnetic, fused culture and charisma in a way only authenticity can. Justin, the youngest, added balance with his creative vision and emotional grounding. Together, they aren't just a boy group. They are a movement, a mirror to every Filipino who's ever been told their dreams are too big for their skin, their accent, their country. What SB19 represents is much bigger than fame. They represent the modern Filipino spirit, fearless, forward-thinking, and faithful to heritage. They prove that the world doesn't need you to change who you are to be accepted. It needs you to stand firm in who you are to be respected. Still, the road hasn't been easy. They've faced criticism from skeptics, burnout from overwork, and pressure from expectations. But every time the world tested them, SB19 answered not with complaints, but with craft. Not with excuses, but with evolution. From the anthemic power of MAPA to the cultural pride in what their discography became a declaration. This is Filipino talent. This is P-pop. And this is how legends are born. Their success also opened doors for other Filipino artists. What once seemed impossible, selling out international venues as a P-pop act, is now an expectation. SB19 didn't just lead a group. They led a generation. But perhaps the most inspiring part of SB19's story is how they've stayed grounded. Fame never blinded them from their purpose. In interviews, in fan meets, and in charity work, they carry themselves with gratitude. They uplift their fandom, often treating them not just as supporters, but as partners in the journey. And that's the secret. SB19 never chased stardom. They chased growth. They chased truth. They chased a dream big enough for all of us to believe in. Today, they are more than artists. They are symbols of perseverance, of purpose, and of Filipino greatness. The world calls them the kings of P-pop. But in truth, they're not just kings, they are architects of a new era. So, what can we learn from SB19? That greatness doesn't come overnight. It is built in silence, forged in pain, and proven in purpose. That dreams can be local and global at the same time. That being proudly Filipino is not a limitation, it's a superpower. Let their story remind you, you are never too small to be heard. You are never too late to rise. And you are never alone when you carry your culture in your heart. Now it's your turn. What do you think is the most powerful part of SB19's journey? Which lesson from their rise do you personally connect with the most? Let's talk in the comments. Your voice matters because just like SB19, your story might be the next one to change the world.